The other day I saw not one, not two, not three, but 4 moose outside my apartment. I was editing a video for a client and I heard all this commotion from the neighbors shouting, moose, moose. So I had my telephoto lens on my camera, I grabbed it, I run outside, and they were literally right outside the door. I only had to step right outside the door and I could start recording. It was really cool to see them that close and so unafraid of people because there was a bunch of us gathered around. I also ended up learning something about moose that I did not know. So I live in La Plata County, the north side. This is on the south side of the San Juans, but I live in North County and there's a lot of wild animals up here. There's a lot of wilderness. There's more wilderness than there is human development, and it's a beautiful place to live. I got Colorado's biggest wilderness right across the road, and I got woods right outside my apartment, and I've seen coyotes here, I've heard mountain lion, people have seen bears, they come and raid our trash. It's a very exciting place to live. So here's what happened with the moose. So it started right out the back door of the apartment. This yearling moose was walking by the garden that one of my neighbors had set up. And it just strolled by, and it was walking towards the mama and the 2 baby moose that I had seen a few days before. My dog and I were out here on a walk, and we were actually across the highway, and she just froze. She was off leash, and then I look and I see the mama and 2 baby moose, and she didn't run at them. This girl's been chasing wild horses into the Badlands, feral horses, and wouldn't stop, wouldn't come back when I called her. She chases deer, she chases elk. But with the moose, it's like she knew that they're more dangerous. There's a mom with babies that she should respect. So I called her over and she let me put her on the leash. So the moose were unbothered by this wild husky right here. So that happened. I knew they were around. It happened a second time. They were in the pond over here and she froze and came to me the second I called her, which was great. I was very happy for her. But the third time, this is when we saw the yearling. So I come out of my apartment right over here, and the yearling moose is walking along the garden that we had set up. Just slowly, this is probably 30, 40 feet in front of me. And it's not even a full-grown moose, but I can instantly tell that how tall and gangly they are, and how large they are. The yearling was walking towards the mom and the 2 babies, and then I got this footage of the mom and the 2 babies running up the hill into the woods as the yearling tried to approach. And then the mom kind of stopped, and then they kind of all disappeared into the woods for a minute, but then they all came back and they were coming fast, so we kind of panicked and ran inside because a moose being upset and mad is not the safest thing to be around. So they weren't upset with us, they were just coming back this way. And then the mom and babies went down into this little depression in the woods where there's a little pond. They like to eat that pond food. And the yearling kept trying to come and hang out with them. And I learned from my neighbor that the yearlings try to hang with their mom and their family, the next generation, for the next year. And the mom chases them off. The mom's trying to say, you need to get out on your own. You can't stay with us anymore. I'm trying to raise these new babies. So we watched the mom chase the yearling off several times. The yearling crossed the road, the highway. It's a busy highway right here. The yearling goes down into this little lake area where there's a walking trail. People were walking their dogs. Cars kept stopping because the yearling kept trying to come back and cross the road and hang out with the mom and the babies. And the mom kept chasing her off. It was kind of sad to see, but she's gonna have to grow up and be on her own. So moose are pretty independent until they have babies, and they're not sexually mature until they're 4 or 5 years old. I also learned from my neighbor. So that was interesting to see, and you can see the yearling eating some leaves here, staying healthy, getting nourished while trying to hang out with the mom. The mom chased her off a couple times across the road, and then the mom and the babies made a break back for the woods to try to have their own independent dinner, if you will, their own hangout, just the 2 new youngins and the mom. Which, this is kind of interesting to me to know this about moose. I've seen groups of 6 of them before, so they can socialize. I've seen 2 bull moose by themselves in the fall hiking in the mountains, and so they do hang out together, but most of the time they're pretty independent. So the mom's gonna raise these babies here in around our place. I guess this is the third year she's done it. She was here last year as well that I saw. I didn't see her the year before that, but I had heard that she had been around. So she hangs out in this general area, and you probably just heard that car go by. The highway's right behind me here, 150 feet. I think that she raises the babies here because there's good protection from predators. There's mountain lion out in these woods, and there's bear, and they probably want to catch the babies. And so if she raises the kids near humans, the mountain lion's gonna be naturally scared and not go near those places. And sometimes they spend the night down here, and the pond's just a little ways over that way, and they have the highway at their back, and they have humans around with dogs, so mountain lions probably aren't gonna come too close to here, although I did hear one out my window one night, but it was later in the summer. So those babies will probably grow up, and when they're a little bit bigger, they'll maybe start venturing off into other places and trying different kinds of plants and pondweed to eat in other places. So exciting little event there. I just wanted to give a quick narration about that. So I always look up what it means when an animal shows up in your life, and the moose represents strength and resilience. It means we need to take charge of a certain area of our life with strength and resilience. And at times that might mean being independent, but also appreciating our environment and what we have, and using our resources that we have to the best of our ability, because you really just need to use what you got. And to me, that applies to what in my life, what I'm going through. There's a lot of goals that I have, trying to do various creative things while also building a business and working some jobs. I have some clients, and I also have an in-person job as well. And I think I need a little strength and resilience to accomplish some of my goals with some of these other offers and products I want to build, and the new book I want to write, practicing guitar, and then also making sure I get time to get out and enjoy nature. So maybe go deeper on that, maybe I will sometime, but I just wanted to touch on those topics, show you the moose footage, and I'm grateful for my telephoto lens. That's a great lens. I'm using the Sony a7S III. Love this camera, and the lighting was perfect. The sun was already down when I got those shots, so I didn't need my ND filter on, which was great. And yeah, that's my report on the moose that visited my apartment here in North County in Durango, Colorado. Thanks for listening to this video. See you on the next one.